Hello everyone, let's see part 7 of Mahabharat. Pandavas and Kauravas reached Dronacharya's Gurukulam. Dronacharya's son Ashwatthama was sleeping in the tent which was made for Duryodhana. Duryodhana went inside the tent and he has seen a boy sleeping in the tent. Duryodhana was very angry. He tried to give a knife stroke to the boy who was sleeping in the tent. But Ashwatthama, who was sleeping there, defended him. Both of them introduced each other and became a close friends. Duryodhana tempted Ashwatthama to be friendly with him so that once he become the Yuvraj of Hastinapura, he would make Ashwatthama also a king. Ashwatthama happily accepted Duryodhana's gesture. Dronacharya observed them from a distance. He burnt the tent with his archery skills. Duryodhana and Ashwatthama were very angry on Dronacharya. It became night. Everyone occupied their sleeping positions in an open space. Pandavas able to sleep in an open space comfortably in their positions, since they were born and brought up in a forest. However, Kauravas unable to sleep there due to mosquitoes, since they don't have such a kind of similar experience. Next morning, Pandavas got up and were ready to take a Vidyabhyas from Dronacharya. However, Kauravas were still sleeping because they did not have enough sleep at night due to mosquitoes. Dronacharya observed Kauravas still sleeping in the bed. He gave a stick stroke to Kauravas. Then immediately they got up and got ready to take a Vidyabhyasa. First task was started. Dronacharya asked Yudhishthira to focus his arrow on a bird's eye which is on a tree. Dronacharya asked Yudhishthira what he could able to see, what is visible for him. Yudhishthira replied he could able to see a bird, a tree, and a nest, and the ants under the tree. And when he shot an arrow, he should make sure the nest and the ants are not disturbed. Dronacharya is very much impressed and praised his observation skills and intelligence. Then he called Bhima and asked the same question. He answered he could able to see a bird, a tree, and mangoes. Dronacharya scolded him. Then Dronacharya called Duryodhana and asked the same question. Duryodhana replied he could able to see only bird and nest. Then again Dronacharya was very angry on Duryodhana also. Then Ashwatthama commented everyone that no one could able to do this small task and his father Dronacharya taught him as the first task. Dronacharya unable to see his sarcasm. He was unable to tolerate. He called Arjuna and asked the same question. Then Arjuna replied he could able to see only bird's eye. All his brothers were in a shock. Dronacharya was very much impressed and praised him for his concentration and focus. Dronacharya announced he was fully satisfied only with Arjuna and he will teach only to Arjuna. Rest all need to satisfy him before teaching gets started to them. Then yoga class for the students. Everyone did yoga. Duryodhan made a plan to kill Bhima in the forest. Arjuna became very focused and he impressed Dronacharya with his archery skills. Duryodhan and his brother Dushasan along with Ashwatthama were always together. They became very close and they became very jealous on Arjuna. One day, Duryodhan was sarcastic with Ashwatthama that he is the son of Acharya, but still archery skill was not to him also. Ashwatthama was very angry on his father. But Duryodhan, Dushasan and Ashwatthama were given a cattle work. While Nakul and Sahadev were also doing cattle work, Dushasan gave a hit to Nakul for occupying his cattle space. Nakul replied, "It's Acharya's place, but not Dushasan's place." Bhima reached there and unable to see Dushasan's nuisance. He gave a hit to Dushasan. Then Duryodhan reached there. He fought with Bhima. Both of them gave a tight competition. Duryodhan pushed Bhima into a risky wet place which he was planned to kill Bhima. Bhima was unable to come out of that wet risky place. His brothers Pandavas tried to help Bhima, but they were unable to do so. They shouted for Acharya's help. Acharya indirectly asked Arjuna to help his brother by using his intelligence and archery skills. Arjuna saved Bhima with his intelligence and archery skills. Dronacharya was very much impressed with Arjuna's skill set and praised him. Pandavas were very happy for Arjuna, but Kauravas, especially Duryodhan and Dushasan, were so angry and jealous on Arjuna. And also their close friend Ashwatthama was also jealous on Arjuna. Arjuna observed a different arrow in the forest. He observed one archer who was running in the forest. Arjuna tried to follow him and he ran after him. Acharya also noticed Arjuna running for some reason. He followed him to know the exact issue. The boy went and hidden in the cave. Arjuna noticed that and went inside the cave. Meanwhile, Duryodhan and Dushasan, along with Ashwatthama, were also able to notice Acharya and Arjuna's running for someone. They also reached the cave. Arjuna noticed Guru Dronacharya's statue in that cave. He was shocked and asked the boy. The boy said he was his guru. Meanwhile, Duryodhan and Dushasan and Ashwatthama also reached the cave. Arjuna asked when and where he learnt from Dronacharya. The boy replied he learnt indirectly from Acharya while he was teaching his students. Ashwatthama was very much impressed and said that he would ask his father Dronacharya to teach that boy also. Acharya reached there, he listened the entire conversation and was very surprised. Acharya asked, "Why not? He will definitely teach." And Acharya asked the boy what he learned from him. Then a dog who was barking over there. That boy stopped the dog's barking with his archery skills. Then immediately dog came in front of him with arrows in its mouth. Dronacharya and his students were very much impressed. Acharya asked the boy's name details. Boy replied, he is Ekalavya and he is from Magad kingdom. Acharya asked Ekalavya whether he could able to give him Guru Dakshina. Ekalavya said, it's his pleasure to give. Ekalavya asked Acharya to suggest his Guru Dakshina. Acharya replied, he was seeking Ekalavya's right hand finger thumb. Ekalavya felt bad. However, he cutted his finger with a knife and gave him as a Guru Dakshina. Acharya asked Ekalavya to immediately leave and throw his bow and arrows and travel back to his kingdom. He did the same with deep displeasure. Then Arjuna and Duryodhan, etc., who were there in that place, they were in a shock with the incident. They never expected this from Dronacharya. Everyone left from there. Then Acharya broke his statue and cried loudly with deep guilt and sorrow. His student Arjuna observed everything. Acharya returned his home and remembered the incident. He felt so guilty for what has happened and he saluted Ekalavya for his Guru Bhakti. Arjuna was unable to focus on his archery. Duryodhan and his close friend criticized his situation. Pandavas stopped Arjuna that he was doing his archery from a long time. Arjuna replied that Ekalavya learnt effective archery skills by indirect coaching, but he is unable to do the same with direct coaching. Duryodhan criticized him and said, Acharya want to see Arjuna as the best student. Due to that, Ekalavya suffered, and all these issues has happened. And he blamed Arjuna. He blamed Arjuna that Dronacharya don't have a confidence levels on Arjuna. That's why he asked Ekalavya to leave the place. Duryodhana acted smart. Arjuna approached Acharya. Then Acharya said, whatever is in Arjuna's mind, he could ask and clarify. Arjuna asked Dronacharya whether he don't have any confidence levels on him. Acharya said, why not? Then Arjuna said, then why such a kind of Guru Dakshina? It affected Ekalavya and how would he is able to remove his regret? And how would able to remove his black mark? Acharya replied, Ekalavya was born from Kuru kingdom's opponent, that is Magad kingdom, and he should able to protect Kuru's kingdom. So he had to do all that. And the guilt will be removed if Arjuna would become the best archer in the universe. Acharya asked Arjuna whether he would able to remove his guilt. Then Arjuna replied he will definitely become the best archer in the universe and he would remove his guru's black mark. Ashwatthama asked his father for a Brahmastra. Acharya replied that for that eligibility need to be checked. Ashwatthama was very angry on his father that he think that he is biased on Arjuna and he has been teaching only to Arjuna but not to anyone else. And Ashwatthama told his father that Kauravas planned to leave the ashram and traveling back to their kingdom due to the biased Acharya. Then Acharya asked his son to meet at the bank of the river with all students. Everyone assembled there at the bank of the river. Dronacharya was taking bath in the river, and a crocodile attacked him inside the river. Everyone got tensed, and that crocodile would kill Acharya. Everyone started shouting, but Arjuna jumped inside the river and killed that crocodile. Ashwatthama also jumped into the river and tried to save his father. But rest all were shouting. Then crocodile was missing. Actually, it was a Maya crocodile, which Acharya has arranged. He wanted to prove that Arjuna is the best and he is unbiased. He announced the same to the students, and he asked Kauravas to leave if they want to. But if they remain in Gurukulam, they will definitely get his teaching. Then Kauravas got convinced and they did not leave the ashram. Meanwhile, Karna tried to get Vidyabhyas from some tribal teacher. However, that teacher said Karna was from a scheduled caste and he is not eligible to take a Vidyabhyasa. But he asked to go to Dronacharya's place and seek Vidyabhyasa from him. Karna went to Dronacharya's Gurukulam. While Karna was walking towards the ashram, Acharya was teaching his student Arjuna. Arjuna shot his arrow and it fell on Karna. But Karna's Divya Kavacha Kundalas protected him. Acharya and the students over there observed the Kavacha Kundalas and was shocked. Acharya asked that boy who is he and for what purpose he came to Gurukulam. Karna replied his details. He said his name, caste, and the purpose. Acharya replied that he can't accept his request. As per Parampara, it's not possible for Karna to take a Vidyabhyasa. He asked to leave his goal for becoming a great archer. Karna argued that it will not happen. He is going to remove the parampara. He is going to break the parampara and going to take a Vidyabhyasa from Dronacharya's guru, that is Parashuram. Karna promised he will definitely become the best archer and prove himself. Dronacharya was very angry for Karna's words. Then Karna wanted to showcase his archery skills. He shot a firing arrow on a tree, then tree started burning. Arjuna shot a cooling arrow. Water fell on a tree and destroyed the fire. Karna left from there to meet Parashuram. Karna changed his attire as a Brahman and told Parashuram that he is seeking Vidyabhyasa from him. Parashuram replied he stopped giving Vidyabhyasa, but by looking into Karna's attire and his interest, he wanted to give Vidyabhyasa. Parashuram asked the boy whether he is a Brahmin. Karna replied yes. Then Vidyabhyasa has started. Parashuram fired Suryadeva. Then Karna was shocked with Guru Parashuram's skills. Karna tried to fire Suryadeva, but he was unable to do so. Daily he used to practice the same, but after 12 years, Karna could able to fire Surya. And also his arrow returned and about to fire Karna's body. However, he was well protected by his Divya Kavach Kundala. Karna was very happy that he could able to finish the task. Karna learnt almost all skills in all the 12 years. Parashuram was so tired one day and slept in the forest without any asana. Karna asked his guru Parashuram to sleep on his wound. Parashuram was so much impressed with Karna's Guru Bhakti and slept. Karna got wounded by a creature and a bleeding started from that wound. But Karna did not want to disturb his Guru's sleep and tolerated the pain of that wound. Bleeding touched Parashuram's hand. Parashuram woke up and asked Karna what has happened. Karna replied the same what has happened. Parashuram doubted that Karna was not a Brahmin, he should be a Kshatriya, and punished that all his Vidya will become inactive when he falls into trouble. His words hurted Karna in deep. Karna told he is not from a Kshatriya, he is from a scheduled caste. Parashuram replied he made a vow that he would give Vidyabhyasa only to a Brahmin, but now he would have displeasure and his mind would not be in peace. However, Parashuram realized his mistake and with guilt he told Karna that his curse is very powerful and he is helpless now, but he could give his Bhargavastra and a conch which would help Karna. Karna took them and left from there. Ashwatthama met Shakuni with a message from Duryodhana about making him a Yuvaraj of Hastinapura. Shakuni questioned Ashwatthama's different luck. Ashwatthama replied, he is a Brahmin and a upcoming king. That's why such a attire. Shakuni told Ashwatthama that he has a doubt on Ashwatthama's father, Dronacharya, whether he would allow to make Duryodhana the Yuvaraj of Hastinapura. Ashwatthama replied he wanted Duryodhana to be a king so that he would take Duryodhana's support to become a king. Shakuni asked Ashwatthama to decide his position in the Kuru kingdom and the rest all he would take care. Ashwatthama got convinced and travelled back. Shakuni went to Hastinapura and met Dhritarashtra and to plan for a competition between Duryodhana and Pandavas for choosing a Yuvaraj of Hastinapura. Dhritarashtra doubted whether Bhishma and Mahamantri Vidura agrees for it. Shakuni asked Dhritarashtra to play smart in the Sabha Mandap and rest all he will take care in order to make Duryodhana a Yuvaraj. Both of them played smart in the Sabha Mandap and the competition among brothers is finalized. Kunti worried about Shakuni's cunningness and she doubted whether he had a plan to kill Pandavas. Bhishma consoled her and promised her he will take enough care of Pandavas. Then she got convinced. Shakuni planned to kill the great archer Arjuna. He planned to kill Arjuna with the strong entrance door. The plan was Ashwatthama shot his arrow and the entrance door falls on Arjuna and he would be spot dead. Also with Maya Pachika, Duryodhana fights with Pandavas as per his planned sequence. That is, first person would be Duryodhana. He defeats Nakul and then Sahadev. Duryodhana will fight with Sahadev and followed by Yudhishthira and Bhima. Everyone would be defeated by Duryodhana and finally when Arjuna enters and he will be spot dead at the main entrance. This is the plan which Shakuni made with the Maya Pachika and with the help of his team and Ashwatthama. This is about the part 7 of Mahabharata. In the next class, we'll see the part 8. Thank you for joining. We'll meet you in the next class.